Okay, here you have odd or even vertical stripe, and neighboring some kind of horizontal stripe, odd or even. Okay, so how does the border is drawn? You draw a border diagonally between two cells in the same state. Okay, and miraculously, this separates correctly the four types of stripes you may have. Okay, it's a kind of miracle, and it does work well. So the colors come from the fact that if the two cells have the sum of their coordinate is even, it's blue. You paint it in blue, and if it's odd, then you paint it in green. So it works. Okay, that's kind of funny thing. And what you observe here is that if you let it run, you really see what's going on. So you see that these borders are intricated one into the other, and basically the regions are eaten by the corner and finally disappear. So it's a pretty consistent thing. So here we may, so you see that there are some kind of regions that is tense between two regions, and then you have this one that will end up by colliding with itself. Almost done. Boom, and die. Okay, so you have really this notion of competition between regions. Okay, so it's too bad we do not observe some other kind of configurations. So let's try again.
Here you are making a cyclic world, so to what extent?
Yes.
Yeah, so do you end up colliding?
Yeah, exactly.
In any case?
No, but no? You can observe much more complicated stuff.
Okay.
For instance, this one, it's pretty unlikely that it will converge to something nice. So the problem is that the automata is too small. We do not observe anything. But what we observe, for instance, is up too bad. Here, but the borders can be intricated in very nasty ways. They really get intricated, but really the lines, it's really everything is going on along the lines. Okay. So let's try to accelerate the process. Up. Yeah, it's a little bit too accelerated. Attends, non, on va pas faire comme ça. It's not what I wanted to do. Okay, and let's run. Voilà, okay. So let's try to see whether we can get some. Okay, so this looks nice. You've seen this line, so we won't be able to match. Okay, so this will end up. No, I won't be able to show you. But we can indeed. Oh yes, okay, we got it. Okay, so this is the kind also of stable configuration we can observe, which is clearly not things. So there are a lot of others. So we will get back to that later on. Okay, so let's get back to the picture here. So what we observe here, okay, is again this thing that simplifies, and then you get lines and competing regions. So turns out that stable configuration may be fairly complex already. Okay, so this with this stupid automata, which just does minority, you can obtain very beautiful T-shirt, and like this one. Okay, where you can check that everyone is in the minority state. So this is quite surprising. So how is it structured? It's on the next slide. So you have these ones, which are quite easy to understand. Okay, you have lines here going diagonally. Okay, the only constraint is that two lines should not be too close. I mean, this is not stable, by the way. Yeah, this one is wrong. Anyway, So for instance, you have these tri lines here, and we have only these three types of, these ones you never observe them in nature. I mean, in the simulation you never observe them. And basically what we did at the beginning was based on our simulation, we tried to prove that these ones were the only stable configuration and we couldn't do it. And it's because we proved it that we finally encountered this one. And encountering this stable configuration, I will explain it to you later on, was very important because it's one of the reasons why it's so hard to prove this automata. So, if you look at this type of configuration, basically they are structured in a very, very specific way. So you have an underlying grid here. So you see that here you have horizontal lines, and here you have vertical lines, and here you have horizontal lines. Okay, so it's basically arranged along a grid like that. Okay, and you have specific crossing here of the lines, and the only possible crossings are these ones. Okay, and here you have all the possible crossings in these pictures. So you have, for instance, beautiful spiral ones. You have square ones, square crossing. You have just different parity of the same kind of lines, horizontal ones that are in front of each other. And you can have a mix of both. For instance, here you have two square growing here, and this is stable. Okay, so this is kind of beautiful. So in order to prove that this is based more or less on exhaustive enumeration of all the possibilities, so we look at all the possible neighborhood that are compatible with a stable state. So you look at all the neighborhood in which the central cell is in a minority state, and you try to match them with each other. And what you do is you try to extend, and you discover that you may find active cells for some of them. And finally, remains only the patterns that we have, and we try to match them together, and we discover the structure. Okay, so that's quite a mess. So in order to understand better, it's good to introduce some energy function. Okay, so the energy function is quite clear here. We introduce a potential, which is simply the number of neighbors that are in the same state as I am. Okay, so why? Because simply this is something I don't want. Okay, so I want to minimize my potential. Okay, which is what things do in nature usually. And what's going on here is that we subtract 2 because we want the energy to be, minimum energy to be 0. And a cell is active if it has at least 4 neighbors in the opposite state as it is, so if its potential is larger than 2, since we've removed 2 before. Okay, so we define the energy. It turns out that the energy is never negative, okay, even with a -2, because basically the stripes are the ones that minimize the energy. The zero energy are the ones which are completely covered by stripes, and the energy of stable configuration in between 0 and n. So, for instance, here is the pictures from the energy point of view for this automata. Is that the energy is between 0 and 6 times the size of the configuration, and the highest energy is all black or all white. Okay, you're in the same state of your neighbors, so it's dramatic, it's terrible. Then, here you have a random configuration, which has fairly high energy, but not too high. Okay, and then you have the specific value of n. The specific value of n is when you start to have stable configuration. Here you don't have stable configuration, the energy is way too high. Okay, and because in a stable configuration, every cell has a potential less than 1. Okay, so here you cannot have stable configuration, but here you enter some kind of glass phase where you have at the same time stable and unstable configuration. And you can see here the 4 stable configuration of maximum energy. Here you have some kind of nice t-shirt here. So